Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, again to another episode of the Questionable Perspective Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Jeshua. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, sir. How about you?
Doing good. And we also have our special guest here today, Mr. D3King. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
All right. So good. We basically convened here today to basically go over Capcom 11, basically give our opinions on the matches that basically we saw. Because I don't know if you saw every match.
Oh yeah, I was locked in.
All right. So what was your opinions on the youngster?
Blas, man, generational talent. Honestly, like to have that level of composure at such a high level just shows how far he's gonna make it, like in the competitive scene. And I think it also goes to show how important having online qualifiers is because Blas would not have qualified any other way if the because I know a lot of people complain about the online qualifiers there not being enough. So I think that goes to show how necessary they are because the hidden gems like that would never be able to shine otherwise.
Very
Yep.
true. Because we had three? Was it two super
That's
regions
a,
this year?
I think it's 3 this year.
Okay, so it was three that we had for Capcom 11.
Yeah.
And how many? And then what? 8 online warriors, or was it World Region warriors?
For last year or this year?
Technically, Capcom 11. I'm trying to
At
remember
Capcom
here.
Cup 11, there was 8 offline qualifiers, and the rest were all online.
okay.
Okay, but oh man, I think probably one of the most craziest matches I saw because I really wanted to see it. I really wanted to see Knuckle Dude beat Kaba with his guile, but then Kaba just ran over Knuckle Dude's Cammy. I'm just like, bro, why? You hands down could have probably beaten him, but I understand for
Mm,
matchup wise.
Not gonna
I
lie,
did.
I think Kaba smokes do.
I'm being slightly
Uh,
biased.
I mean, yeah, I'm being hella biased. I think Kaba smokes do. He's beaten him the last like 3 or 4 times that they've played. I think Knuckle Dude's trying to ego it too much at this point.
They've gone up against Gao.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like,
and the whole reason y'all know why that beef started, right?
yeah, it was some
That
online
was something.
tweets about being the best guy in the world, something like that.
It was
Knuckle, when did
they played offline at Blink Respawn, and Kaba beat Knuckle Dude 2-0, and he popped off on him and was like, "I'm the best guy in the world." And Knuckle Dude tweeted him after that and was like, "Well, if you think you're the best guy, let's play it first to 7 for 10 bands."
yeah? I mean, 'cause he said he would do it in the DR.
Mm-hmm. And then they played again at Capcom Cup, and Kaba popped off on Do Again. Was like, "I'm just a better player than you."
Man,
It's always one out there.
indeed.
I know. I still think I understood why he went with the Cammy. He's like you playing for $1 million. You're not gonna risk it on a Gao mirror match.
Yeah, I don't even think that's fun for either player though. I ain't gonna lie, a guy mirror sounds boring.
To a point, but then again, we had Itabashi Zangief qualify, and I mean,
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
I,
but I knew he wasn't gonna win.
Yeah, I think that if I'm being real, Itabashi qualified. It was easier time for him to qualify because they in that at that time the jump cancel SPT bug was still in the game, so he just didn't have to play through loops.
this is true. But
Because I'm the you see I'm the biggest jury fan, and I pretty much knew like nephew. Nah, he ain't making out of that. He ain't making out of his bracket.
Bro, that
I knew
pool
that just
was
look. I
so
knew that
stacked.
just looking at that pool. I'm saying he ain't making it out of there.
Not gonna lie though, I'm really happy I called my shot on Juicy Joe, bro. I told people before Capcom Cup even happened, I was like, y'all need to watch out for him. Like this kid is insane.
I
'Cause
think
I've
his,
seen him smoke like all of EU.
I think it was his match was right after the Brewskis, the one where he had that ridiculous like comeback of
Mhm.
almost losing that one round. A Broski, I he really put Aki on the map, but
Yeah,
I just
Broski's fantastic.
Yeah,
I
but I
just
think Aki's been there. I just think people just. I think even today people really don't know how to fight Aki.
Yeah, I think it's an issue of like underrepresentation. I think Akusa like plays the game in a really unique way, and a lot of people just like that straightforward Shoto kind of strike throw kind of gameplay.
For the most part, I think so. But then again, we had how many JPs? Kakaru and Juicy Joe.
Yeah, wait.
Was that the only
Yeah,
two
it was just
JPs?
two. It was only two of them.
Okay. There's
Yes, two.
Zangief. And then we had several Kins, Kumas, Kami Guile.
We only had what? We had one Akuma. I
No,
think.
we had a couple.
Was it?
There's a couple that
Was it?
had pocket characters. I think
NL, Shuto.
Yeah.
Takedo, I believe, but he had
Tokyo
Kin
plays
too.
Ken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't like his kin.
I have a chart right here for all the characters. There were 3 Akumas, technically 4 because one of them had a secondary. I want to talk about how Jamie, Lily, Honda, and Marissa had 0 representation at the Cup. Well, I mean, they were on the character select screen, so I mean, if you want to say that counts, you know.
That's
Well,
about it.
I can understand Marissa not being there.
I mean, I think I can understand all these characters except for like Jamie, because I think low key Jamie can cook.
Jamie can, but he has to really fight an uphill battle. Get to like level 2 at least.
Well, I thought they in that last patch they made it easier for him to get drinks and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that Jamie can just straight up make it work right now. Like, I think he's in a very good spot. I just think that, like I said, a lot of characters do what he wants to do, but better. Because he basically just becomes a Kuma once he's level 4. And why would you play level 4 Jamie if you're just gonna play Kuma?
This is true.
Now D3,
Go
I
ahead.
got a question for you because you can settle this between me and Jeshua.
Where
do you put Jury
On the tier list?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to be biased, or you want me to be like straight up?
Just be honest.
Okay, 2 perspectives on this, right? She won $1 million, so that alone's like, yeah, she's obviously has to have some strengths. But looking at the tier list right now, I would probably say top 10. I don't think I'd go so far as to say top 5. I think I could name 5 characters that are definitely, in my opinion, better than her. But I think that also goes to show the balance of the game is like everybody's top 5 is pretty different. But I would say a solid top 10.
I would have her as a mid-tier character, a solid mid-tier character.
Okay, mid-tier is in like you think she's just okay as a character, like kit-wise, or mid-tier is in like you think there's so many characters that are good that she just kind of falls right there.
I think especially when she goes up against Shotos, I think that's a hard matchup for her because she really doesn't have a way to kind of get around fireballs like she did in Street Fighter V.
I mean, everybody has parry though.
Yeah, but like even with that, I still have to keep coming forward. Like even if I store and block a fireball with the store, I'm minus on it. So I'm negative on it every time I store and block it. To me, I just feel like there's other characters that do what she does, but do it better and get more damage.
But Jerry has some of the like best meterless pressure in the game, like period. Like insane dashes, insane strike throw. All of her buttons are really fast, hard to punish. Like her drive rush like shifts her hurt box down so much. You know, this is a game where we're just reaction checking 24/7. Like it makes it really hard to deal with. Plus her low forward is like relatively safe, and she drive rush cancels off of it. Nah, I can't say she's mid tier. I really can't.
This man is trying to downplay his character so she can get
I
more buffs.
I respect the downplay. You kind of sound like Phenom right now, but
I just don't think I think she's good. I think she's good enough if a good player can maximize her talent, then yes, she can win. But if you're not maximizing her talent, then she's not as good as people think she is.
But tier lists are based on like the absolute like every tool being used properly, though, right? Like that's my thing. Is like I'm thinking tier lists are built around if the characters played at the top level and you maximize all their strengths.
Yeah, I just really want her. I really want something that she can use to really deal with fireballs instead of what she has.
I think at that point you got to pull a nephew and just learn how to perfect parry him. Just perfect parry, walk forward.
Not wrong.
I just in that last patch they gave her, I'm like, they gave her, to me that thing was useless.
No, One character I'm genuinely surprised we didn't see more of in this Capcom Cup is Kimberly. I feel like that character's so insane right now.
Now, who was using her? Was it Juicy
Uh,
Joe?
It was no, it was Salty Kid.
Okay, yeah. Like he was
she
actually putting out. He actually made me look at the character and say, "This character is actually is sick right
Kimberly
here."
is very good, and I think that she just kind of accentuates what Street Fighter 6 is right now, which is like a lot of reaction checks, a lot of like, "Hey, I'm in your face, guess now or die." And I
well,
feel
she
like
has
Kimberly's a
to.
very real example of that.
She really has to put you up in like 5 mix-ups, then kill you. It.
Mm,
She really sits there, and I'm only saying this because she's along with the newcomer like Jamie, low damage. But when she gets her level 3 off and gets the speed buff and the damage buff, it becomes even more worse for you to deal with the mix-ups that she has. When in order for Jamie, it takes him longer to get to the same level that she could or can, excuse me.
mm,
And
I think even before that she's good, especially like with D3 we're talking about with the dash cancels and the teleports and stuff like that. She puts you in those. You have to make a quick decision.
yeah, she's very, especially in a game that's already like super heavy on those kind of checks. Like just being able to say, "Hey, I'm gonna skip neutral for free, and I'm safe now," is crazy. Like I think that with drive rush just makes this character hard to deal with a lot of times, and the fact that her slide is like safe at all ranges now, isn't that right? Well, that wasn't that the change on her down forward medium kick
no, I
was
think
like
it's
relatively
punishable
safe.
still. I think
It's
Drive
safe,
Rush is
safe on
safe.
hit. Safe on hit is what I meant. It's like
Okay, yeah,
relatively
safe
safe
on
on
hit, I
hit at
believe
all.
so.
Yeah, like stuff like that makes the moves really good. Like she has ways to just play around a lot of tools that characters have.
Why play her when you can play Ken run across the screen already?
I mean,
As just a mix-up machine, because I mean, it's just there are
I
characters, and just comes down to it. Like most, there are things that she does, but there are people that do it better, and it just kind of irks me in a way
mhm.
because
Well,
I want to see the newcomers like do well, but then go with old reliable Ken, Ryu, or
But,
Akuma.
but yeah, I'm about to say why play Ken when you can just play Ryu? Because I've been said Ryu is like way better than people are saying he is.
Bro, as soon as
Uh,
those season 2 buffs happen, I'm like, no, y'all can't sleep on this character anymore. This man
I
is literally just, you can't sleep on him anymore.
I do think that Ryu is like majorly slept on, but I don't think he's better than Ken. I just I think that the consistency at a top level that Ken has is just way too much value for the damage that Ryu provides, right?
I'm
Like,
about to say, I'm like, Ryu can hurt you very, very much with just a basic needless combo now.
yeah, I agree. I just think that Ken is easier to do the same thing with and more consistent in that aspect.
I'll say
Like,
Ken provides more mix up options, but like doing like, I mean, cracked out damage, it
yeah, but
goes to
both characters
Ryu.
still relatively like 2 to 3 touch you. Like that's just what Street Fighter 6 is right now, right? Like
Yep.
you play for third round and you fish for 3 bars. Both characters in that final round can pretty much just 2 touch you. So I think that that's what makes him more consistent. Is just because Ken's a lot easier to play. Like Ryu is easy, don't get me wrong, but I think Ken just kind of plays himself to an extent, especially when you're playing like his strike throw in the corner, like stand heavy punch being like 10 active frames and like plus 40 on block is just ridiculous. Like Ryu doesn't have a tool like that.
Mhm. I think the biggest buff for him was that change to heavy donkey kick on block.
Is it safe now or is it plus?
It's safe.
It's safe and it takes 1 bar drive rush if you block it.
Oh, so he's just got a headbutt.
That's not even a headbutt. It's one of his best moves. You're stuck there. Congratulations. Good luck.
That's crazy. Now I got a question for y'all, if that's
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Hmm.
What's a change you guys would want to see going from season 2 into season 3? Like whether it be a character change or a core gameplay change, what would you guys want to see change?
Well, I want him to fix Ed's back issue, hitbox issue on his backsway when you
On
cancel
Kill
from
Rush.
because that's why I just stopped playing him. I'm like that's technically very pivotal to his kit, and I'm like, you can sit there in literally the character guides and watch him just get punished when in that character guide he's not supposed to be hit there when he does that. Like the hitbox extends so far out, it shouldn't. That's like one big major complaint. Everything else, like everywhere, everybody so far to me sits fairly well. I don't know what you could do to buff Jamie and Marissa, considering their gameplay, the way they're
I say give
designed.
Marissa her level 3 Oki back if we're trying to buff Marissa.
Doesn't she still have? Or you're too
Uh-uh.
far away?
They took that away in season 1.
Huh. Oh, so you're launched farther now.
Yeah. Marissa doesn't get Oki.
She still doesn't even get it after like the full
After
animation CA.
Yeah, after CA, you're in the corner. I mean, you can drive rush, but she
Okay.
got like on without critical art. She got Oki in season 1.
Maybe adjust her down heavy hit, make it a little faster so it's a better anti-air. I don't know.
I think that her charged aerials need to do something. They don't really provide a utility for her other than just like, hey, here's a couple more frames of hit stun. It really doesn't do anything for Marissa. Like if they were just absolutely destroy drive gauge, I think that would be fine. Or if you hit someone with a charge aerial, it made them crumple. I think that would be good. Like put them in enough hit stun where she could get a charge back heavy punch.
Maybe she's one of those characters that because she can eat through your drive gauge while you're blocking because she's made to do that.
Yeah, she's dangerous. Personally, a change I would like to see. We'll have 2 specific ones. They're not even the characters. Like I think the characters are fine. It's whatever. But I think throw loops need to be completely removed. And I think that checking drive rush needs to be easier. I think there's too many characters that have moves that completely alter their hurt boxes when you're trying to check. Like I'm sure y'all have played against something like a Bison where they drive rush you go to check it and then they do like scissor kicks, or like Luke does suppressor and it pulls the hurt box back and you can't check it. I think that when you checking punish counter needs to be easier, and if you check punish counter, they need to take it. Always need to be a punish counter. It shouldn't be counter hit. It should be a straight up punish counter hit.
I
Because I
could
think
maybe
that
agree to that change, but because the way drive rush works, because if they're not committing to a move in that, they can instantly stop the drive rush. So I don't know. It's one of those kind of a gray area to me.
I'm about to say I had one, but I said it's too crazy.
What you got?
And I knew reverse drive rush.
What is reverse drive rush?
It's still like if you use it as a defensive mechanic that you can actually, if you see somebody trying to transgress on you with a drive rush, you can tap back and drive rush away to maintain your space.
You have that.
Wouldn't we just do V shift? Wouldn't we just bring V shift back at that point?
You have drive reversal, my man.
Drive reversal is a risk.
That's the whole
So
point.
you just want to save? You just want to save? Hey, keep me full screen type mechanic?
So it's the same thing, but it's taking just as much meter to do it as it does for a normal drive rush.
Okay, here think about what you're saying, right? Your jury, you're drive rushing in on JP and Dawson. They see you drive rush, they're like, nope, I'm gonna stay full screen. You really want to deal with that?
I think I really what I want is another defensive mechanic in the game. That's not attached to my drive meter.
But at that point,
the game revolves around that.
Yeah, the game revolves around that.
I'm sorry.
It's gotta. If you have a powerful defensive option, it's gotta revolve around something. It has to have some sort of like risk. I think that V shift coming back into this game wouldn't be terrible because that would circumvent throw loops at least. The person would have to play around it.
I think throw loops are okay in the game. I don't particularly like them, but you kind of need. I think that when you take throw loops out of the game, you're making the game way too controllable, and sometimes the game just needs to be uncontrollable.
No,
Yeah,
I kind of got to disagree. I think that the game should be an expression of skill and conditioning. I don't think it should be like, hey, the game's been slow for 30 seconds. I'm just going to do something random and see if it works. I think that takes away from the experience.
I mean that comes with throw loops though. You condition them; they have to guess, and if they guess wrong, they get thrown.
I mean,
Street.
yes and no, I think.
Wait,
Like,
you only have really like what you can backdash if you think they're gonna throw. You can backdash it, or you have to use an EX move, an invincible reverse to get out of it.
There are
I
options to
think
stop it. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
and drive reversal, which I don't particularly like doing because a lot of people will call you out on that, especially if they know you'll do it. They'll basically just try to bait it out on you.
I would rather deal with throw loops than sit in the issues of what Street Fighter V was, because they did remove throw loops, and that one, if I remember correctly, because Cammy was one of the worst or the biggest beneficiaries of it. But it just hurt because you get stuck in a meaty situation. Certain characters just thrived off that, and they had full V gauge. Congratulations, you've lost. They pop, win. It's like fighting G. It's like, I think Smug, did it. He did the command throws though, so it wasn't really throw looping. But I'm like, man was down to like a quarter in one tournament, and just he wasn't even in like any. I think he was stuck at level 1 of presidency, and so as soon as he got that last throw loop or last throw, activates V trigger. Congratulations, maximum president. Hey, you got to deal with that shenanigans. Rather not deal with that again.
Not gonna lie, I'd rather deal with that than throw loops.
Go play Street Fighter V.
I don't like being in the corner and then my opponent's like, hey, you're either gonna get thrown 17 times or counter hit once and die. Like get throw looped against Bison or like Blanca, and just taking 80% for guessing wrong on a throw does not feel rewarding.
See, that's why you play JP and just do EX Amnesia.
Even then, bro.
If that's not even full, like, save me.
Yeah, like even then, that just I feel like that just waters down the thought process of the game, though. Like I feel like there should be a big level of depth to like the skill expression, like how you deal with offense in the corner. I don't think it should just boil down to, hey, I knocked you down, am I gonna strike or throw?
I mean, that's kind of how most fighting games end up being, man. It's a rock paper situation in the corner. Guess wrong, die. But it's like, how badly do you get stuck? I mean, we could sit here and go do that in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Oh, you guessed wrong? Well, prepare for an infinite, then a reset. Good luck.
I mean, but at least it's at least more fun to look at than just, hey, I'm throwing you 7 times in a row.
Yeah, like, I agree with that.
Like, that's my thing, is it's boring as a spectator, especially watching Capcom Cup 11, watching just a lot of games boiled down to, hey, is he going to throw him for the 7th time in a row? And then went off that does not provide a rewarding experience for the viewer.
I mean, I get it.
I forgot who that was that won that set that off throw loops.
It was Capcom Cup. Mena, I think, won a set. He like threw someone like 8 times in a row.
Yeah, I think in this next patch, they're gonna probably patch it out.
I pray to God that throw loops are gone. But if you get rid of throw loops, you have to nerf parry.
I just don't see them doing that, getting rid of throw loops, because there are options for certain things. So, but I mean, at the end of the game, we're playing a game here where you take a gamble and a risk. That's just how it is.
I'm about to say, so do you want them to nerf parry or perfect parry?
Perfect parry.
Okay, yeah, I can understand.
Well, I guess parry in general, right? Like,
they already nerfed it once, where if you whiff it, basically you're in like what, heavy recovery.
Yeah, so you're gonna get punished more.
It's like 15 frames. It's really not much. Like, that's my thing. If I'm being for real, I would like more and lag on it for tapping parry. I think that people need to learn how to play defense. And I think that tap and parry in every 4 frame gap that you have is just not good defense. And I think that if I were to bait that out, I should just be able to just cook you.
I think it's fine where it's
So
at.
you would be in favor of getting rid of wake up parry.
Maybe not wake up parry, but because I think that's like an important part of the RPS of the game. But I think that like if I have you in a block string and I bait out your parry, I should get rewarded with more than just a throw. Maybe more drive damage off of the punish counter throw, or like maybe better Oki off of the punish counter throw off of parry. But I should be rewarded for more. Like there should be more incentive to have people go, hey, I'm not just going to tap parry every time I feel like there's a gap.
Well, yeah. Because what is it? Because Yuri has a gap in one of her main combo tools, which is stand medium, crouch medium.
Mm-hmm. Or like
Which
JP
is
does back medium punch, and if people know, they just perfect parry every time. So like I said, I feel like that's where like the layer 2 should come in. So like if you know that you can perfect parry there, and I just do the first part and then you parry, I should be able to just explode you for that.
agree. Like you shouldn't just be able to mindlessly throw it out there.
Yep, I agree. I think that just there needs to be a level of like, hey, I have a coherent game plan offensively and defensively, and I'm not just gonna let drive rush and parry and throw play the game for me. Like all the characters in this game are unique, but I feel like all of them kind of play the same. It's all boils down to throw loops. It all boils down to one of 3 ways you play this game, right? It's
Okay.
either low forward drive rush, fireball drive rush, or drive rush button.
It's just part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's I mean, if you let it boil it down to that, then sure, but there are ways to punish that stuff too. So it's
I think it'll get better once we get a lot more characters in the game and more play styles
Mm-hmm.
to kind of mix things up.
Or maybe just a new way to use drive gauge. Or like maybe lower health characters have more drive and bigger, I don't know, like something like
no,
that.
you don't want Akuma having more meter. What are you doing?
Give him 7k health and give him 8 bars of drive.
Jesus Christ, no, stop.
Let him die in one hit, but he just runs. He runs
Jesus.
frame 1 on you.
You're trying to activate Boss Akuma. Oh.
Oh, that's interesting because I kind of seen that with Mortal Kombat 1 where they do it now where instead of you having your super meter, you can actually exchange it to actually enhance the character to actually do more to extend a lot more combos than what you used to.
Mm-hmm.
For like a certain kind of like feng shui engine, but used for like pretty much 2 of the main characters along with their Torkatans. I like that. That'd probably be something that'd be interesting if you could trade your meter for something else, like the V skill system that it was in 5.
I'd rather
Yeah, I
eat
think
my
that'd be cool.
shoes.
I think that'd be cool. I think this game needs more diversity. I think this game needs a really big shakeup because we've been playing the same game for 3 years at this point.
Let me ask you this. When you're playing online, how many people are mindlessly, listen, they're mindlessly mashing parry or drive
A lot of people.
rush?
A lot of
And
people.
and
lot of
are
people.
you,
That's-
now hang on. Are you punishing them for it?
No, because it's very hard to check. Like that goes back to my original point, right? Like I'm trying to check drive rush, even as a character like JP with disjointed buttons. I think it's really hard to check online because of just the stability of the netcode for 1, and then 2, like characters have moves like suppressor and scissor kicks where they can just be like, "Hey, my hurt box is back here now, and I'm punishing you for trying to punish me." Like that doesn't feel.
That sounds
great.
like you're complaining matchups now at that point.
No, it's the system mechanic.
Now, what I find a bit absurd is when someone perfect parries you and you're still in the air, they grab you out of the air like a normal grab. That's what I find messed up.
Yeah,
We're
I can
gonna-
see that too.
But perfect parry is not an all bee's knees to get you out of the situation. You only have like 2 frames really to commit something.
I just think that it needs overhaul. I think that I feel, and I've seen other people have this voices opinion too. Is just the game we've been playing the same game for like almost 3 years at this point with no real change.
I mean, we can always just do what Tekken's doing, but Tekken's more in its weird beta phase, I guess. They're overhauling over everything, and I'm
Hey,
like,
I'm
I
cool with
don't know
that.
if that's gonna be good or
I said
bad.
that's what Capcom needs to do. They need to overhaul the whole system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they were like, hey, we're completely reworking how parry, drive rush, EX moves, and all this stuff works. You guys are basically going to be playing a different game. I would just be ecstatic.
Let me ask
Like,
you this,
what's up?
because Guilty Gear Strive did that, correct?
You did what?
I mean, pretty much with all the new mechanics they were adding, everything going
Yeah.
from like we'll say season 1. Now, how many people are playing Strive? With it, we'll
I
just
mean,
say within our community.
But
We'll just use an example. I just get
Strive has
I need an
been
example. I'm just saying. I'm
but
just giving an example.
Strive is all it's ever since it came out. It's been like a divisive game in the Guilty Gear community. Like some people like it, and some people think it's not real Guilty Gear.
mhm.
So it's kind of like a mixed bag there.
I'm just going with like how many. I'm just using our community as an example because I like everybody was playing Strive for quite some time. Even I was playing it. But
Mhm.
after like new mechanics kept getting added and like we're talking about crazy character changes, if you do too much change, it's gonna push people away. Because in order for these games to survive, remember we're not on the big stage playing for the money. We got 9 to 5s or in school or something. We're the casuals. So
No,
Mm.
I,
I, I,
I
I wouldn't
just
consider myself a cat. I
yeah, I
consider
would say
myself
I'm a
a
well, hey, let
casual,
me
bro.
rephrase that. We're like we're in the middle where casuals are at the bottom and then pros are at the top. We're in the middle. But the casual audience, you change up too much for them, they ain't coming back.
That's what
Because
modern's
that's
for. Like,
no,
right?
even regardless of that, you change up the modern too much, change up everything too much. There has to be some consistency for the game. If you redo everything, it may help the game, but it may also hurt the game.
Yeah, but
That's
I mean, I feel like that perspective is what QA testing's for. Like I feel like if it's like we're playing the risk of like, hey, casuals may not like it, but my thing is like this, right? The casuals are gonna play it whether or not things change because they don't. A lot of them don't have 100% understanding on how every intricacy in the game works. So like as long as their character's still here and they can still do the things that they were doing before, that's fine. But I'm more talking about like nuanced things that only really affect the top level. I think that the top level of play needs to change, and I think that the only way you can really get that right now is like reworking the mechanics.
I don't know if they can really do that to
And like
fix that.
and when you're talking about like are you saying basically they should be balancing the game around casuals and what casuals think?
At
No,
that point,
what I'm
at that
saying
point,
is
we have
there is
every
some
redditor.
consistency you have to keep with a game that will keep the casual audience around, still buying those battle passes and everything. Because I know
Yeah,
most of us aren't buying that stuff. We're
yeah,
buying
but
the costumes and characters.
I think that that's where like the battle hub stuff comes in, right? Like the custom character fights, the world tour mode. I think all those things are fun. I'm not completely asking for Drive Rush to be taken out of the game like it doesn't exist and like leave the players not wanting. I mean, feeling like, hey, what happened to my game? I'm just saying that these things need more opportunity to be punished. I'm just saying that these things need more counterplay, and I think the game needs to not boil down to, hey, I'm just gonna we're just gonna play strike throw for 30 seconds. Neither of us are having fun, but we're playing for $1 million, so I'm gonna lane you out.
That's how it goes.
But I mean, even with interviews that I've seen, like Broski did interviews on like Capcom Cup, and all the top players were saying that this Capcom Cup was boring because it was just strike throw. So if you have your like top 0.1% saying, "Hey, this sucks," obviously everybody that's even just at a relatively higher level can feel the same way. You know?
Maybe you and I were watching two different Capcom Cups. Because I'm watching nail biters happen in some of these that were in some of these groups.
No, I ain't saying there wasn't no nail biters in there, but there were a lot of matches where it just really did come down to throw loop. And I'm just gonna keep throwing you and keep throwing you. And I don't want to press a button because if I guess wrong on this throw, then I'm gonna get counter hit, I'm gonna get a punish counter, and I'm probably gonna lose about 50-60% of my life.
Or just straight up die. Like
It's a
I've
gamble. What I don't know what else to say. These are gambles. Because if you, and I'm just saying this because depending on how they do the changes to the mechanics, because obviously we don't know what they'll do. I don't know what if because every time they keep doing a change, it causes a problem in the game. Like, oh god, what was that one issue they had it when they changed the perfect parries? It was causing some issues. I don't think they had to revert it. Then it finally got added.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the bug where you couldn't DP, like you couldn't parry a DP or something like that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. See, so that's when they do the QA. I don't know how long and all that they do for the QA because that I feel like that's an example of like, this is a situation I figure you would go down on your checklist. Can someone parry this blank when someone wakes up? And there are times it just may fall through the cracks in the QA testing. But I
Like we're all human. Like you can't account for every little thing.
feel like that's just one of those basic things. It's like, all right, someone's gonna wake up DP, parry. What might happen? But then again, like there's only an X checklist they'll go through. Anyways, let's get back around. Well, we're kind of going way off topic, but still, I mean, we'll see. Season 2 changes. Good luck.
I'm ready for season 3.
Excuse me, season 3. Wait, we got
Because
Elena.
honestly,
Hold on.
Yeah, I know Elena's coming, but I ain't really that interested in playing Elena. I'll mess around with her, but like she's never really been like a character I really just wanted to play with.
You say that now, but she might be the character coming your way that might just
Nah,
turn the game on its head. If they bring a healing
the
mechanic
only
in.
the only character I want to come back is see come back is Sagat. That's really the only character I really want to come back in this game.
I need Cody and Birdie and Zeku.
Zeko, I could see. Zeko is very unique. Birdie's just boring to a degree. Cody, I want to come back because he got quite the overhaul.
Birdie would be funny in this game just because you could put Can and Banana down and people couldn't drive rush.
All right, fine. If they're allowing Birdie, I want Abigail back. I want Tire Mix-Up back.
You say that, but you don't want Abigail back.
I do. Dude, I love Abigail as a silly character.
Play Street Fighter 5, you go play Street Fighter 5 if you want Abigail back. That character was
No.
unplayable but garbage tier by the end of the game. Like, no.
Well,
when he first came out though, he was cracked out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, Abigail has either been the most broken character in the game or just like unplayable garbage.
That's what I'm wanting. I want him to be broken in the beginning.
No,
just to have fun.
I'm chilling, bro. We got Marissa if we want somebody to die in one hit.
No. I want Tire Mix-Ups. Oh. All right, so let's see on the docket. All right, so after everything, it went down to the new generation versus a slightly old generation, Blas versus Kakarot. How did y'all feel about that? That grand finals all around.
I thought it was really good. I think it was kind of bust ass if you want me to be real. Like, it was Kakadu beat Blas 3-0 in winners finals and then 3-1, I think, or was it 3-0 again? And I go to Wikipedia.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Blas was 3-0'd everybody in his group. That kid ran straight till he got to Kakarot. Kakarot, at like, if we boil this down to the two best players, amongst all of these players that are really good, and I mean, using the year before prior, Umi was a great player, but the Capcom Cup causes such chaoticness that no one knows who's going to win. And like for Umi, that man had the perfect run of like people knocking each other out and everything, and he beating the people he beat to win $1 million. That man took the bag and ran. That man ain't got to work no more. As long as he doesn't donate it to VTubers. That man has a problem doing that.
But
But
yeah, I think that. I mean, I still say it was bus ass. Like that. That was not close. I think that I give Blas a lot of credit because he put himself in a position that even people like they thought was gonna win, like Lashar, Mena, Punk. I mean, Punk didn't even make it. Neither. The crazy part to me
Yeah.
is Punk and neither Punk nor Mena made top 8, and that was those two players alone were like 75% of most people's pick to win the whole thing. So like I think that goes to show just the level of talent that he has to make it farther than players like that. But at the same time, I think that Kakadu was just the that was one of the most like dominant displays of fighting games on the top level that I've ever seen. Like it was all 3-0s, all of top 8, and then 3-1 for grand finals. Like I don't think there is a better way you could cement and just say, "Hey, I'm the best player in the world by far."
well, Kakaroo had more motivation. He had a wife to answer to.
That's fair.
Yeah, I agree with his wife. Like, don't risk $1 million on a random pick of mine.
Well,
That would have been crazy.
that man won. Let's see, he won Gamers 8. That was like
400,000.
430,000. It's like 430,000 or something. And then after taxes or whatever, so we're like 300,000. Capcom Cup, converting the dollars, yens.
He's probably walking away with about probably 600 to 675.
He's at least walking away with like. I'm because I don't know how taxes are done in Japan. I'm saying at least.
He's walking away with a good bit of money. Just say that.
He's walking away with a lot of yen, and he's going to be set if he invests it correctly. Unless his wife demands a hell of a wedding ring.
Well, he got enough. He got enough. If he want to spend a little money like that, he can.
That's what I was saying. Like I dropped 30, 40 on it, if I got that much money, but I can get her one of them rapper wedding rings, like basically get her a diamond so big like a ring pop.
Oh my god! But now they're giving this man basically Kakaroo JP's third outfit. Wait, outfit 3s haven't been released.
No,
No, everybody has their
No,
outfit.
outfit 2. I'm sorry.
outfit 2. Yeah, they're saying he's gonna get a special color for outfit 2.
Why did they put it in 3 then? On this official announcement, unless
It's technically out. The base outfit is outfit 1.
right, okay.
So the next, the second outfit that was already in the game on release is outfit 2, and the last costume we got was outfit 3.
You know what I wish they would bring back? They would let them get unique costumes, like they did for Street Fighter V's Capcom Pro Tours.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We're still waiting on costume for me. What, 2 years into this game?
Look, man.
Listen, you got because of the creative character, they're gonna get more costumes than the main characters.
They ain't even balancing the game right now. What you talking about getting costumes? Like,
I ain't worried about costumes. I'm on the PC, so I'm good.
that's what I'm saying.
I've seen what you download. I've seen your search history.
Oh, that's crazy.
No, I did all my mods and stuff for jury. Like I got a lot of my Street Fighter 5 stuff back, and just like some random costumes and stuff that people just modded into the game.
Yeah, it's cool.
I can't see myself going back to console now that I got a PC.
I don't blame
do
you.
Do y'all see Kakadu taking a break like Uma did, or do y'all see him?
Well, Uma was kind of a ride or die story. Kakaroo will probably. Let's see.
I think Uma basically he got that money. He's like, I'm set for the rest of my life. I'm
Pretty
done.
much. Now, speaking of a break, here are the season for 2025. They've got 8 premieres. So our next premiere is technically within a month and a half.
Was it Combo Breaker?
No, the first one's going to be Evo Japan. Then
Also, can
there,
we talk about how Evo just basically took over the Pro Tour?
yeah. Well,
So what is it now? Is what Evo France, Evo Japan, Evo Vegas?
there's an
Is it?
Evo Singapore,
Yeah, that's not on the tour though.
right?
I mean,
But
they got Sony backing them now.
I'm just happy CEO's back on it, bro. CEO's gonna be amazing this year for Street Fighter.
oh, indeed.
We for sure get a character announcement, right? CEO. Like,
Well, we got
When is
Elena.
it? Cause he,
CEO's the
cause
middle of June. Well, I mean, it's talking about season 3. Like, hopefully we get a season 3 announcement. So my thing is this, right?
You'll probably
With
see an announcement here.
with the new Capcom Pro Tour season, that would mean that there's probably not long left on season 2.
mm-mm.
So I'm curious what that cycle would look like, right? Because you want to give players enough time to adjust to season 3 before the first Pro Tour event. So would that mean that Elena's coming relatively soon, and then we get season 3 relatively soon, or are they just gonna go like, hey, you'll get Elena in the beginning of April, and then the 1st of May you'll get season 3, but that would only give players 2 weeks to learn, you know?
My
So like for
prediction
me,
is we'll probably get her in April,
Man, they did the
and
same thing with Bison.
season 3 is going to probably start in June.
I don't.
Because
But that's my thing. I don't think they would put season 2. This is their third Capcom. Like this is the third season for Capcom Cup, so I don't think they would have people play on the previous season.
No, it'll
They've
be
never
before
done
then.
that. Yeah, within patch culture, they've never done that.
No, that was Frosty Faustin when Akuma dropped.
you know,
Like he dropped like 2 or 3 days before Frosty Faustin's.
Elena will probably drop April. Because each character is what, at least like 3 months in between each, almost. Because that whole character pass lasts almost like
A year,
9 months, almost a year. So
which I think they need to either speed up the release date of the characters or they need to put more characters in the pass.
I can see that. I
Cause,
think it should be better they speed up the release, but it takes
cause
like,
they're leaving too much time between each of these characters' release.
well, it takes a long time to develop a character too. To be fair, they were upfront about that, and they showed the process.
Mm. No, cause before season 1 even had dropped, I thought we had seen that they was already working on like Akuma and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, the leaks happen. I'm like, yeah, those were concepts that they showed, but you've got like, you might have like 3 people dedicated to working on a character. You've got several people working on maintaining the servers. Then you've got a team maybe dedicated to the battle pass, creating things for the creative characters. Because remember, the
It seemed like they
abominations.
got a. It seemed like they got the whole studio working on them battle passes.
Well, remember the abominations that people make with the creative characters. They got to make sure the costumes actually can fit the abominations.
Mm. They just spending way too much time on the battle passes and stuff like that. I get it. You want the casual players to come in and buy a bunch of stuff to kind of help fund things, but like I said, the costumes. People been waiting a long time just to get another costume, and usually 2 years into a game, they would on release at least about be on costume 5 or 6 by now.
Listen, I ain't complaining. I don't want to deal with another DOA 6 situation, even though I never bought DOA 6. I don't want to hear about the crazy, there's too many DLC costumes. Don't make me go pull up DOA 5 and show you the crack ton amount of costumes in that game. What is it, like a grand almost?
Yeah, but even with that, though, nobody's putting a gun to your head saying you got to buy this stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Like costume came out, I didn't buy costumes for everybody. I just bought for Jury and the characters I play.
I didn't just let them cook. Be patient, let them cook. Do you want them to look like a Picasso painting, or do you want them to look like a Greek sculpture?
Uh,
And
Something less, just playable. Like it ain't gotta be. I don't need to see every stitch in the dress of a Chun-Li costume, but I also want it to look good.
Well, they're
Like
going to give you every stitch.
Yeah, I don't need all that because we ain't paying attention to that in the middle of a fight anyway.
But back on
Like
the,
like D3 said, I would rather them release another patch to kind of shake up the meta a bit.
Mhm.
you probably will get that at the beginning of season 3 because they're not going to like unless they're bringing a big change with Elena. But I don't see that happening. I mean, maybe some minor changes because it was a full year before they really dropped a huge patch.
We'll lay down.
But what's nice with the new rules to the Capcom Pro Tour, they brought back the point system. This is a big change a lot of people wanted.
Yeah, I think the point system's really good because players like Problem X and Ending Walker got punished for traveling because like there was such little financial incentive to actually go to Capcom, like to go to all these tournaments in like in previous seasons. Because like I said, Ending Walker and Problem X, if points existed last season, would have been in Capcom Cup because they consistently placed top 8 at every event. But they got hold out of it because of all the online Pro Tour stuff. So I like that there's a nice balance to it right now.
Yeah, and let me
Is that
go.
is that a new tournament right there? The Ultimate Fighting?
UFA? No, UFA's been around for years.
I think that's what in the Caribbeans, or am I thinking of something else?
No, UFA's in France.
Okay.
That's what I said. That's probably why I ain't heard of it.
Now, since they did this change, and I think I know why they did it. There's only because we had like what 5 super regions for Capcom 11,
Yeah, we had a couple.
and now they dropped it down to 4. And I believe, let's see, I think this might be it. This is all right. So there's 5 premieres that are big. You're going to get the league, then the Esports World Cup. I think will have its own own qualifier.
Yeah, whoever wins Esports World Cup will qualify for Capcom Cup.
All right, let's check out the rules. Let me get over here.
Do you think they kind of went back to the point system because of how people like even after they qualified would still be participating in other World Warrior stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had no choice. If you didn't make it into Capcom Cup, you had to still shark the online tournaments too. So they were like, hey, you can just come to the offline majors. I mean, players are still going to do that, don't get me wrong. But it gives them more of an opportunity to like actually qualify versus like, damn, I lost Evo, so now I have to play in 17 online tournaments to try to qualify.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting is, as we know, we got Combo Breaker CEO, Evo Vegas. Now, these are the 3 that are in for the CPT premieres. And then you've got Blink Respawn in Dominican Republic, Ultimate Fighting Game or Ultimate Fighting Arena, Evo France, and the Evo Japan, and then the Capcom Pro Tour Premier Asia is in China. Okay, they really went heavy in China this year because of the controversy. I think that happened was it earlier this year or technically last year.
I'm not sure.
Because
Yeah, I can't remember.
technically China was not allowed for whatever reason, and then they apologized, and then or was that or am I getting the Tekken World Tour mixed
I think
up?
that was the Tekken World. I think that was the Tekken
Okay.
World Tour.
Okay, but I think they're wanting to avoid that. I guess. But see, what's really weird. All right, so we've got our regions, which is U.S., France, Macano. I'm sorry if I ruined that. Several other countries, South Africa. See, this is what bothers me right here because I'm just going to use an example. When I was watching one of Mike Howell's, or Mike Hollow's podcast, he had Africa's Mortal Kombat community on, and they have like this whole site for everything they've done, and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, what other talents are in the upper African countries that are just untapped, like how South America had to step up this year, along with Chile, Because Blas is from Chile, if I remember correctly. Correct?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Chile.
The whole
it's
South African thing though, it's just that their ping is so high. You talking
no,
about
no. I mean, like
300?
these are not from South Africa. These are further north in Africa. See, it's only selected down in South Africa. They should include more of the other countries, but I don't know how they would do that except with region, or I guess like region tournaments, but I don't know how they would put them as a region.
Like North Africa, I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying,
You
I
talking
know
about for
they're
for the online tournaments or?
yeah, for the online at least, give them an online premiere or something for their region. Just because I know there
If
are
that
Street
ping,
Fighter players out that way. I'm saying give them an online tournament out there or something. Because there is talent out there.
yeah, I just think if the ping is as bad as it was in MK1, where they were showing where it was like 300 or 400 ms, and I wouldn't want to play in that.
Understandable. Now, see, this is what throws me off because they're doing the 4 super regions. We're not one this year. So, I mean, it's kind of whatever. But Asia, so what's weird is Asia East includes, they didn't put it here. I believe it's South Korea, Asia South, Asia Southeast, but China makes up Asia, and there's like 2 other countries right beside China, and I can't remember their names. It throws me off. I don't know if they're considered like region units to China or what, but it's very strange the way they've done the super regions this year. Because like in
I think.
Asia, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think it relatively makes sense for the three of them. I don't know why UK is there and not East Coast. Because my thing is, there's three Capcom Cup champions. Your three Capcom Cup and or Evo champions playing out of East Coast. But why are we doing this for UK Ireland? Like that would be like what, Problem X, Sending Walker, Broski. Like I get it, but at the same time, like I don't think that takes priority over a region where Punk, Mena, IDOM, uh, Psycho, Shine, like are all in the exact same region, and you're just like, no, let's give it to the UK. You know, like I think that if you the majority of your championship level talent, not qualifying, but actual championship level talent is in the East Coast, then you should give more people for that region. You know, and Knuckle Dude's in the East Coast too, so that's 4 Capcom Cup champions.
It's just such a weird way they're doing this, but it's super regions. I guess just because they want more representation, I guess, from these areas. But like looking what countries are in these areas, I'm like Asia East should include like Philippines, a couple other things to me. And then like when you have, it's just weird.
Yeah,
Then
it's
again, I
honestly
don't know the scenes in the Philippines and all that, but I'm like, I feel like they should be up here within the regions. But it's just really weird the way it's done this year, anyways. Oh, South America. I don't know. And then basically on the regional points, let's see here, 50 points, 35. Hmm. So you can either win by points alone, placement in tournaments. How well do you think? How many people you think is going to qualify by points?
it says 8. They're gonna get 8.
And I'm wondering who's going to be flying out a lot of these places because it ain't cheap flying to some of these super regions.
A lot of the the super regions. Oh, you talking about the online?
I just all
Um,
together because I know some of these players they're going to fly out to those super regions.
you can't fly out to other regions to play online. You have to live there.
No, no, I'm saying like, oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, like you can't. I don't. You can't be from U.S. East and go fly every time you want to play in Ireland. Like you can't do that.
Hmm. Because I know technically Mena did that last year. He was traveling quite a bit.
He had already moved to the East Coast by that point.
True.
I get it, because they want people from those regions to actually be the ones that's winning and qualifying.
Well, we'll see how the first tournament goes. I know I'm going to try to enter in at least one of the online qualifiers to try. Next year, I do want to aim to like actually try and qualify. D3King, what about you? Come on,
What?
go ahead and
Qualify?
qualify. Come on, man.
Oh nah, it ain't me, bro. I just play this game for fun, bro. I'm just trying to. I'm in the 2XK waiting room, bro. If I'm qualifying for anything, it's gonna be that game.
He about like me. I'm in the City of Wars waiting room.
Yeah, like Street Fighter fun and all. I like Street Fighter, but this ain't my game. I play the messed up anime games, bro.
All right, then
I
why
like
aren't you with Ducky playing Under Night?
I play good games. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Under Night's fun. Under Night's fun. I ain't got the time for it right now.
It's still too hard to spread your attention over like multiple games.
Yeah, especially I'm in medical school right now, so it's like it's hard for me to want
It's
to
understandable.
do anything like that.
We all can't be like Chris G and just go do a tournament, take the whole winnings, and leave.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, I think that about covers it for what I wanted to talk about. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think I'm chilling.
I don't know. I just need to put more time into the game. I need to stop being lazy and just go ahead and get the masters.
Well, there you go. I got to stop. I got to fix my bad habits, and I think I fixed most of them. But if I ever have to
Did you learn the fan setups?
Yeah, some of them. But like when you have Bison like freaking flying 50 feet in the air, making you guess which way you have to anti-air, it's like, all right, damn Chato for that.
I don't even know. When Bison went, I guess Bison would win that matchup against mine.
Because if you try to throw a fan out, he can EX Psycho Punish you. Unless you throw out a fan that's like not charged. The fastest one, but that's here nor there.
Are you talking about EX Psycho Crusher?
Yeah, because that's if you do fan on wake up, try to like do a setup, he will punish you automatically. And then he's plus while you block that.
I thought you could get a meaty setup on him with the fans.
Not if he's charged.
I don't know. I thought I had seen somebody show like a meaty setup on him, like when he wakes up.
I mean, if you're trying to do meaty fans, EX Psycho Crusher will just go through the fans. Then again, that might be the fans you need with after doing level 1. I'll have to go double check. But other than that, folks, we got any last opinions on this before we go?
No, I'm good.
All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode. I hope y'all enjoy the new season of the Capcom Cup that's coming out. Peace.